line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line.
Introducing RS30 Ultra. The first sim racing wheel and pedals designed by a professional championship racer. Officially licensed by Microsoft, RS30 brings next-level realism to your racing sims. Sense the road, know your vehicle, and get faster lap times as you tear through the track. Dual helical gear motors give you more torque than traditional gear drive motors, with the same smoothness and quietness of a belt drive motor. Experience a stunning 6 Nm of torque, the most torque per dollar than any other wheel, and fast, accurate feedback with 0 dead zones. Feel every nuance and know exactly when you're understeering, oversteering, or losing traction. Spring-loaded pedals give you responsive throttle modulation and brake progression for absolute control and precision, just like the real thing. 2 additional pedals can be used as clutch and e-brake, or as pedal-free throttle and brakes. A rotation switch lets you easily toggle between simulation racing and arcade-style racing. Even the diameter of the wheel is calibrated to exact race car specifications. And an easy share button lets you save and share your best laps with a simple push. From the metal build to the suede wheel and steel pedals, every detail is dialed to give the entire system a high-end feel. Get better, go faster, win more, and enjoy every second of it. With RS30 Ultra, you'll race like a pro and feel like one too. RS30 Ultra by GTR Simulator. Go fast.
the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker, the future is feeling.
Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, is presented in part by our good friends and sponsors over for Pedal to the Metal Racing League Season 5 Cup Series action. Big shout out and thank you to all those that have participated and helped support and sponsor the show, help support the racing, and all the more for you fans to come out here and enjoy every little bit of detail. Thank you again to our sponsors from everyone here at Pedal to the Metal Racing League, as well as from PTM Racing TV. And hi again, everyone. I am the Crusader Christian Shriver. I welcome you here tonight at Pocono Raceway here live to see the action, to see the stars and the cars battle it out at the Tricky Triangle. It's time to get down to business and time to get down to the racing action here now and live on PTM Racing TV. Hi again, everyone. I am once again welcoming you back here from our little show we had just a little while ago on YouTube Wise. Now here it's transferred over to, of course, the action at the Facebook side of things here. We had a little bit of trouble here getting things ready to go here, so I apologize if you hear a little clicking in the background here. We're currently in a little bit of a rush here, trying to get everything fixed up and trying to get everything taken care of on our end here, but nevertheless, here we'll take a look at our gridding order here in just a moment. Solid lineup here tonight, to say the least, here, and a huge field of drivers ready to go on at it and fight it out with the best of intentions and best of the racing abilities. Certainly we'll see who can get the job done and who can get everything figured out around here. It's going to be a very tricky little track as they get ready to go down and around the track here. Everyone getting sickled in here. Alright, I think we are ready to go here finally, the last, so hopefully let's take a look at our gridding order here. Let's see if it pops up on our screen. Yes, it does. Alright, we got it up and running. So tonight's action presented by Gearhead Coffee. Here tonight we'll see on the pole, start him off, Matthew Hoffer in the 84. We'll lead him off the outside of him with Jeffrey Oaks in the 20. Row number 2, it's Dennis Warrens in the 90 is outside. That's Dustin Sonik at the 66. Row 3, Robert Dudley in the 49 is outside. That'll be Kevin Baker in the 87. Row number 4, Chantel, the throttle paddle in the 5 to her outside. Row number 3, Jason Henry. Row 5, Robert the Rattlesnake, honorable pilot, 21 is outside. Jeffrey Todd Tufts in the 72. Final starter, Corey Reed, the number 27. Here we go. We'll lead them off the corners here at turn number 3 here. Turn 4? Wait a minute. What turn 4? There ain't no turn 4. Are you guys crazy? We told you this here now. We warned you, there is no turn 4. It's a tricky triangle for a reason. Here we go. Let's get to the action. 45 laps to the distance here tonight here. And it'll be a 10 lap as well. There we'll be looking at as our staging point here. That'll be where the stage comes to a close, comes to an end. So be warned for that one here. Line them off down at a turn 1 here. They'll swing him on by. And Jeffrey Oaks on the outside line gets a good jump around the corners, trying to hang around Matthew Hoffer. As Matthew Hoffer looked to gain some ground up on him here in a little bit. Field packed, stacked, racked, and all that here. Drivers having to move their way through the chains. Some having to go really far wide, deep inside. Oh my, that could have been very bad there. For the Rattlesnake, Robert Collins, 21, looked like he just evaded trouble just slightly there from the 87 of Kevin Baker. Meanwhile, the 5 is Chantel, the throttle paddle, trying to redeem herself after Dover's racing last week. Unfortunately, troubles for her in her car, not able to get the instant repair going. Jeffrey Oaks, so in the Jack Dell Motorsports number 20, Camaro has the early lead. Meanwhile, Hoffert piloting his Toyota Camry here tonight, looking to make him well aware that he is not the favorite in his mind. He wants to showcase something more and something strenuous here. Meanwhile, the season championship points leader and the defending season champion, the Dudley Camp, is now moving the chains, passing them on in, making the runoff. Firing him down in now. Warren's trying to hold him back, trying to hold him off. The 5 Chantel Paddle doing a great job hanging in there with the Rattlesnake Rubber Con, but it is the Rattlesnake who is now engaged in the prophecy. Unless those grid traffic gremlins have something to say about it, you can see a little blinking on his end, kind of costing him some time here. He's got to be careful about that. He knows the rule of thumb there. He's going to be very aware. Remember, as I said again, folks, here, remember they will have a stage break at lap 10, so they're going to be riding these things out pretty hard here, and then they will get themselves a little bit of a breather, which isn't saying much around here, because that's not going to do you much good. On board here with Jeffrey Oaks, and so I gotta wonder, the camera member under there, how many times do you guys keep going to get messing around with my cameras? I thought I had these things in a good spot. Apparently you guys think there's something more we can do with these things. Not saying they're bad, I'm just kind of trying to figure out, like, how do we keep changing these things up so quickly? I never understood that. 10 cars made the grid, 11 were supposed to be fielded in. Unfortunately, Corey Reed just let us know a little while ago he's having some troubles, unfortunately. Progressing onto the track here. He said he's extremely disappointed, was hoping to have a good race out here tonight, but sadly, that is not the case. So a tough break there for him and his crew. Obviously did not want that to be the way it plays out, but it's kind of had to happen in this case. Robert the Rattlesnake on still having some major issues and troubles down there. Hopefully he can get that figured out as we go on board with our lone female of the group, Chantel the Throttle Pottle. Dealing with that Rattlesnake right beside her here. You can see Con easing up on her, and there's absolutely no care in the world from those eyes of the 5. She did not care that she was right beside him. The only thing she was focused on was hitting her mark and hitting the track, and that's what it's all about here. Old Sparky Dustin Sonaker here trying to make some moves off as well. Dennis Warren's right up ahead of him. Last week, Dennis Warren's proved absolutely why he is a force to be reckoned with and why he could possibly be one of the toughest drivers to beat out on the circuit. Laid down a blistering fast battle in lap zone at Dover International Speedway last time out. Gave himself quite the breathing room and quite the show. He said to me earlier today, man, I would love nothing more than to just do it again, but he knows one thing is for sure with Pocono, nothing is for sure. It's the tricky triangle for a reason. Robert Dudleyville. Dudley right now currently your 3rd place position and the points leader. He went into tonight knowing he had a pretty comfortable spot right now, knowing he was in pretty much kind of a good deal, a good line, if you will. He knows what was at stake and what is on the line as he continues to fight in with these drivers and fight in with these tracks. At any time knows that he can also get himself put into a bit of a bad place and a bad placement if he's not careful. So he said to me earlier today, I'm just going to focus on that, going out there and having fun. I don't really care anymore about trying to push too much. I just want to do what I know how to do, and that's just enjoy myself. Speaking of enjoying themselves right now, Matthew Hoffert, I think has been enjoying himself with the race lead for a little while, but that Tech X 84 Toyota Camry's Matthew Hoffert is looking to knock down the Oaksy camp. On board here with Jeffrey Oaks, and yet you can see how much of that car he is working around this place and working around the track. Remember, Pocono is a very, very unique style, embankment, and design track. This track was configured with 3 separate turns. They are not the same in any way, shape, or form. As a matter of fact, these 3 turns are based on different tracks and different varieties of a certain set of places, all with a big focus. One represents Indianapolis Motor Speedway. One represents Nazareth Speedway. And the other, again, you got me. I'm drawing a blank on that one, but 3 different track turns are based around how Pocono was created. It was designed, if you will, to test even the best and the most patient of drivers, while also creating, really, in my opinion, what is probably the toughest layout of turns to master. Nobody ever has mastered all 3 turns because it's just frankly impossible. You can master 2 of them, which is basically that tunnel turn and either turn 1 or 3. But everything else, it's impossible. Whoa, speaking of an impossible here, I think Kevin Bigger might want to find himself in less of an impossible state and actually a little bit more under control. Ends up smack dab on the wall there for just a minute. Meanwhile, Jason Henry in the number 3 Chevrolet trying to keep his Camaro in the playing field and in the battleground. Again, this is not really his kind of track, as he told me earlier. He said he was more focused on just kind of going out there and racing his own line, his own way. Wasn't too worried about the rest of the placement here. He was more just kind of focused in on how he can handle these turns and these nerves. I'm kind of surprised at how much drafting we got going on, that hasn't kind of been a factor or been a bit of a troublesome shoot there right off of corner 3. Dennis Warrens, oh my goodness, swings right through, crossover right out of turn 3 around the rattlesnake. Robert Kahn driving it harder off the corner now down the front straightaway. He'll make his way into the embankment to face off with Dudleyville. And that could have been a very disastrous spot. Warren's managing to sneak his way around. Both drivers getting a clear-cut exit. But unfortunately, he also lost a spot again. Started 3rd tonight, currently running in 4th as he now has to deal with the blinkingness of the rattlesnake Robert Kahn. Stage break coming up though as they lead him down across the corners. And this man right here, Jeffrey Oaks, may just be the favorite here tonight. You can't say he ain't bad fast, because really he was fast in this one. Solid start and a solid state for the Oaksy camp. Jeffrey Oaks will take the stage break into effect and take it into consideration. Dudleyville will come away 2nd, 3rd going to Robert Kahn, 4th to Dennis Warrens, and 5th, surprisingly, to Dustin Sonaker. We'll see if old Sparky's got something to come up for here tonight. As you see the rest of the field, they've got a lot of work to do here tonight to figure this one out. But it is very early here, folks, on PTM Racing TV. Still more action to come here at Pocono. Who will be able to survive the trickiness of the tricky triangle? Find out when we return. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's race at Pocono Raceway is presented by Gearhead Coffee. Is sponsored in part by our good friends over at GTR Racing Simulator. Welcome to the future. GTR Racing Simulator. It's not that we broke the mold, we just never used one. By DeeDub Button Boxes. Quality button boxes made your way. DeeDub Button Boxes always has you covered. By the ButtKicker Company. Best in performance for real tracks of the virtual world. The ButtKicker. Feel what you've been missing. By Gearhead Coffee. Whether you're wrenching on your vehicle at home, garage, or servicing customers at your automotive repair facility or dealership, Gearhead Coffee provides a unique premium coffee that keeps your motor running. By Ooze Motorsports. Don't think we're cheating because you think you're fast. By LBT Pallet. Got a pallet not up to tip-top shape? Call up LBT Pallet. We got you covered. By Ford Entertainment Group, PC.net, matching your want with your wallet. They always work with their needs to build the best PC at the right price. By Matt Mills Racing Team. Best of Xfinity teams out there sponsoring and supporting Pedal Mill Racing this season. If you want to help support Matt's journey, follow him up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. By Mann's Maintenance. You want it done right? You call him Mann. By Barrytown Cleaners. Whether you got yourself a mess, Barrytown Cleaners can help fix that up. And Lightning Wrapz, most affordable designs made at your leisure. Lightning Wrapz will always bring out the best designs in your library. So drivers right now currently getting stretched back into position here. Pit stop's definitely going to be coming into effect here in a little bit. And again, we are on a very, very long circuit, a very long track for that matter. And if you don't believe me, well, here's a look at our track talk here tonight. It's a tricky triangle, folks, and I was not lying to you. This is literally a triangle design track. It's a tri-oval design triangular track. This track obviously has built and tamed some of the best drivers, and it can certainly put up a fight and a challenge for those that dare try to conquer its turns. Watch for the drivers to go deep in through the bottoms of turn 1 and 3, while on the tunnel turn, look for the most passing and possibly most runoffs to hit in from the draft zones. This track usually is more built around for the open wheel style cars and the Formula S style tracks like USAC and even, I would say, even IndyCar. But as noted before, when NASCAR came into town and rolled in, they decided to bring the biggest names in the games to the show into the track, and it became a big fan favorite from there, spawning at least more than just a race and a half. It became Pocono weekend, where it would have 2 races in the same weekend. That caused a little bit of a stir and a flur of just hard racing and a big moments in two. For no matter where you went or no matter where you gone, it was certainly up for a challenge and for a show. Made for some great racing and some great moments, and honestly, there are some absolute bangers out there when it comes to how crazy things going on the track and things go with the racing flow of it. We certainly do not expect anything less here tonight at Pocono. Obviously, so far so good. A clean start for our drivers as well as the field and the pack. But now the question remains, can they continue to do that via this long run? Because I remember, over 2 miles in length, Pocono Raceway is a challenger and a half on these drivers, and it's a challenging track to master. Kenneth Crawford, go join us on in here tonight. Here, the old tricky triangle. Good job in the booth, bud. Appreciate it, Kenneth. Robert Hutchins, at least more than just a race and a half became Pocono weekend, where we have 2 races in. Didn't I say there was 2 races in the weekend there, Robert? And then he's saying, how do I get on this? Well, all I'm going to say is message up Pedal Mill Racing League, and maybe they might get back in touch with you. But right now, they got to finish the season out. They ain't taking any more invites. But here we go to the green flag restart, and Oaksy didn't even get off the line. Oaksy did not come to life. Car did not fire off the start, and a major dilemma just starts up for the Oaksy camp. Oh, my. Well, the Rattlesnake certainly don't care, don't mind that too much. He gets a jump start on the front and goes for broke out of the gate. He has the early lead, and right behind him, Dennis Warrens and Dustin Sonaker look to try to engage with him down the back onto the front straightaways. Front straightaways, I'm talking back straightaway. Oh my goodness, I'm getting tricked up around here. The tricky triangle has tricked my brain. I'm just going to call it the turn 1 back straightaway, and I'll call this the turn 2 back straightaway. You guys can come at me if you want and tell me how I'm supposed to say it. I do not blame you. I accept all answers. One thing we can certainly say right now is just how tight and grueling this track is presenting itself to these drivers. This is not a track you can play around with and think you can get away with it on. You have got to remain focused, stay cornered in, stay cool and collective. Drafting is an extreme part of this race. Now, usually when you think of drafting, you think of Talladega, you think of Daytona. No, this track, it's just like Indy. You really have to keep your speeds up. You got to keep your momentum alive and hope for a slide move. You got to hope for a maneuver like this one Chantel Rodapallo is about to endure, which is just cut the corner inside, force the driver to go up higher, and have to either drive it in deeper and get it to stick, or you better back them off a little bit. They backed them off pretty good there. Good driving there by Oaksy to defend off the 5. Chantel maybe trying to save and conserve the tires a little bit. Maybe also some fuel as well. Remember, this is a 45-lap race and about a 30-some-odd lap remaining here. Certainly a lot in question here with 31 laps, of course, left to go, depending on the fuel strategy. I remember they are running on a 50% fuel straight, and they have 3 sets of tires outside of their normal set they already have on the car. So in 4 total for them to work with. Jeffrey Todd Tuss here in the number 72, trying to invade the same way that his fellow Canadian Chantel Rodapallo is doing right at this moment. Looking to gain ground, get some clearance there on the 5. Can't quite get it done just yet. Look at Dustin Sonaker, though. He's going to have to throw some blocks. He might have to throw a few punches and might have to throw a little shoot fighting in there, because that 66 is being put to the test by Jeffrey Oaks. And for anyone that was wondering, yes, that was wrestling references I just created. John Herbert Dillinger coming on board saying, let's go Jack Dell, motorsports driver number 20, Jeffrey Oaks. He's rooting on his boy here in the 20, but he's still got a long way to go before he can get any ground cleared up in this one. On board camera here with Dennis Warrens. You see Sonaker, I should say, getting put to the outside. Look at the runoff there from Oaksy to the inside, charging ahead. Now looking for the runoff to gain ahead of him. It's a drag race into the tunnel turn number 2. Smart move there by Sonaker to back off and let the 20 go by him. He knew there was nowhere to run off there and nowhere to get himself in trouble. He did not want anything to do with it. That's a smart move here. Building them back off around turns 3 they go. And again, what turn 4? There is no turn 4. I'm gonna, God, this track is gonna keep getting tricky with me. It's 2.5 miles in length. That thing's gonna always trick me up a little bit. Speaking of tricking me up a little bit, man, here to talk about the speeds. These guys and gals are just carrying through these corners, man. They're just absolutely furious. It's good to say it's a little fast and furious. Okay, I'll stop before we get copyright strikes on us. Robert Dudley here in that 49 had a bad start due to Oaksy's unfortunate start there. It looked like he may have missed a shift out of the gate. Cost both him and Oaksy a lot of time here, which time is not on your side on a track like this. Warrens now knows he's at a crossroads. He's going to find himself with a warning from the 20. He's saying to him point blank, you better get out of my way or I'll make you get out of my way. By basically sneaking his way on the inside and forcing him up the pipe, up the top they go. Here comes Oaksy on the inside. I don't know how much practice, how much work that 20 did into this tracker tonight, but good Lord Almighty, he has got a blistering amount of speed around this track. Khan does too, but let's be honest, Oaksy is charging. Speaking of charging back into this here, looking for Jeffrey Todd Tubbs. You see that 72, the black and red machine, fighting it out there with the Mercury number 49. Robert Dudley in trouble here on the outside. He's going to hopefully try to hang on to his line while Todd looks to sneak his way across. Can't quite clear him. Todd backing down a little bit here. Letting him go on down the road. As the 20 now escapes the madness of the 90 machine. Now only one remains. And that is the rattlesnake, Robert Kahn. We take it to the onboard camera. We're going to have to watch this all night long, which is can anybody besides Oaksy really maintain the speed and beat out Kahn at his game? Because there's one thing right now we know for sure is beating him out. It's either that internet connection or the glitch graphic gremlins coming out for a little bite of him. Kahn and the Glitch Graphic Gremlins have had a little bit of a rivalry, really a little war. If you remember, the very first race I ever actually broadcasted for iRacing, it was back in the actual Legends series. That was when I decided to actually step out of the car. I just was going to run street stocks for a time. Now that changed up everything. But remember that actually the Legends series came out, and we were at Five Flags Speedway, and it was a great battle at the very end. Everyone driving hard in. Kahn, though, was your race leader through and through for about 20 laps, and on the final lap, right before he crosses the finish line, the Gremlins bit him, and I said it point blank that his motor blew, and it called him a black flag, or they black flagged him out. Now, I wish I had any idea what the heck any of that meant back then, but I will still to this day regard that as probably one of my best and worst calls I've ever made on iRacing, because I know Kahn later on said, I did not get black flagged there, smart one. Although I'm not going to say what he actually said on my television in there. Well, right now, John trying to say that Jack Dell Motorsports coming for the lead. Well, he certainly is. That's Jeffrey Oaks now leading the charge, and about 25 laps remain. Talk about a seasoned vet in racing maneuvering here from all drivers involved. Nobody making mistakes and everyone trying to make everything work and then some here. Veteran maneuvers and veteran racing here from every angle. You see it. These guys putting on a show, putting on a fight. 25 laps left to go. Dustin Solnaker now trying to possibly initiate himself into the pack. He's going for the runoff here on Warrens. Now, Solnaker, we know him a little bit better from his one and only victory in the Truck Series at the highest level. He got that back at Michigan International Speedway. Now, a lot of folks kind of questioned how well he was able to do it that night. Well, the thing is, he did something nobody else had thought of, which was watch the timing, watch the laps, and watch the minutes. He perfected every single bit of that and managed himself a strong finish. And a stronghold there, as looks like Kevin Baker on the A7 coming to a dead halt. I think the A7 is calling it a night here. Whoa! And speaking of calling it a dead halt, holy smokes, we got a major malfunction there at pit road. Todd Tufts and Matthew Hoffer get into it there. I'm not even sure where that started at. I think I've never seen anybody wreck in pit road. Caution has been called. They are throwing the caution out. But what the heck happened here? Hoffer with major damage on the front end of that. Hoffer comes around and toe taps 72. And there's where problems really started. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Well, but it's amazing. Both drivers just refired him up and got him going again. But that was a hard lick there, to say the least. That was a major incident there. One more look at it. Yeah, Hoffert unfortunately kind of drove right up into Todd, and Todd had nowhere to go. Hoffert getting the worst end of it, as well as really Todd getting a big chunk of it too. So Field now putting him back into pace, back into position here. The caution flag is out. So that'll give drivers a little bit of a chance here to kind of take a breather, kind of take a little bit of a momentum boost here. So the field will repace and regroup. And while we do that, we'll be right back after these quick commercial messages.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they started their sim racing journey. I searched high and low for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at fegpc.net.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here back on PTM Racing TV, and now live still here at Pocono Raceway here in Pennsylvania. We're getting ready to get back to the action after a horrific wreck between Matthew Hoffer in the 84 and the 72 of Jeffrey Todd Tufts. Todd has opted to stay out. Hoffer having to go into pit road. Damaged up badly in the 84, unfortunately, but has to serve an EOL for his unfortunate mishap there, is what the officials are telling us. Field will set back in pace and back in line. I believe we're going to go to the white one to go this time by. Drivers are ready to fire them off once again. 21 laps remain here at Pocono. A lot of hard racing here to go. A lot of hard battles here to take on. Which one of these drivers will be able to maintain their cool and maintain position? We are about to find out as they reel them back to the green flag. Off the start, Oaksy will regain the lead. Perfect pit stop for him and his crew, and strategy really coming into play. Field will march their way down across the track here, down into turn one. Don trying to get a jump on these guys early on. Ready to drive up a little bit here with Dennis Warren right beside him. Manages to hold it down though. Keep the fort in bay. Dudleyville is now moving back into the second place spot, making a run off there into the corners. Keeping his cool and maintaining balance, maintaining his grip. Certainly a lot more racing here to go still. Not a lot of opportunities to be messing up around here. Kevin Baker up front right now, trying to keep himself from going any further down the lap fields. I don't know why he'd be trying to run as hard as he is here, but lap traffic is certainly something I don't think he wants to be anywhere near or on. Hey, watch out for the rattlesnake, Robert Kahn. Oh my, look out. He's going for the deep dive, straight to the bottom to attack Dudleyville. Dudley trying to hold him back, can't quite keep him off that gun, and can't keep himself off the wall protection off turn 1. Warrens now spies an opening, sees opportunity. Dudley gonna let him go by. He knows he doesn't have a horse in this race. That's one road he doesn't want to go down. That's one avenue he knows he can't fire off of. Here comes the 84 Matthew Hoffer now, the TAC X machine. And Hofford having to serve to go back in the pack here. He is marching the field up again like a soldier in the battlefield. He makes his way through, trying to dig deep, get past trying to get through the grind, trying to get through the water infested lands here at Pennsylvania. I'm not sure how well that reference dated, but then again, I'm not really sure how to reference that one. I apologize in advance if that one offended some folks. Your race leader right now, Jeffrey Oakes, continuing to maintain balance and maintain traction as Dudleyville tries to catch up, and the rattlesnake Robert Kahn is right behind him. Meanwhile, back in the pack here, we got a big 5-car battle here between Chantel Bottle, Matthew Hofford, Jason Henry, and Dustin Sonaker, with Kevin Baker kind of being the odd 5-man out because, again, he's a lap down. But he's still running these guys and gals pretty hard here, to say the least. Sonaker gonna opt into pit road here, maybe trying to do a little strategy maybe on these guys. Not sure how to really think about that or how I'm gonna feel as this case here. I don't know what Sparky's up to, but he's up to something. Could be trying to find a little bit of a long-term grip. I know that's one of his strategies he always likes to tell me about. He likes to kind of play that out wherever he can and kind of do it when he can. He said it, he told me earlier, it's kind of one of those just strategies that either works for him or it does not work for him. By the way, though, he's going to have some company coming up his way. Here comes the rattlesnake. Robert Kahn diving in deep. Going to fight off Oaksy. Oaksy knows this is not the place you want to be. You don't want to get stuck on that outside line too often, but he's going to make a whole lot of charging coming off the corner. My, oh my, does not give an inch to the rattlesnake. Kahn trying to stay low. Maybe he's trying to say, let's see where this one goes. He knows if he can shorten the track out, it can help kind of bolster his speed up a little bit. And indeed he will. Makes a tight corner here, kind of shortens it off just a little bit, but Oaksy does not give him an inch. You gotta wonder though now, is the tire's going to be starting to take a bit of a beating out there? Are they going to start shredding up a little bit? Remember, with only 17 laps to go, those tires can only take so much on the outside. It's like trying to run a street stock or a super late model at Nashville Fairgrounds. If you get stuck on that outside line, it's literally a no man's land territory if you keep driving it as hard as you do for a set amount of laps. You have to rely more on your instincts and your skills to really get back at them by trying to draft off, trying to get some runoff from them. It's extremely hard to do, but if you can do it, it certainly does make the difference. The on-board camera here at Jason Henry now as he continues to mount his speed. Amount to charge up ahead. The throttle Chantel Bottle lies ahead of him here, trying to knock her down off her totem pole. Looking to sneak by this one. Baker blocking a little bit. Here comes Henry. Baker not really blocking in the usual sense, but mainly just being a little bit slower than usual. Almost a 3-wide so down that straightaway. Baker is getting a lot of runoff, but man, he is not getting a lot of speed off. Chantel Bottle, I gotta believe right now, is kind of testing the limits of testing herself as well as the tires and the fuel. Not really sure where the strategy is for her in this case. I think really she's been kind of slower all season, which has kind of boiled down to her timing for a long-term run. She's been more focused on that than anything. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's like I tell the man between me and Junior, you know, you just gotta, one of these days you'll get it to work, but it's hard to do. John Herbert, Dillinger coming on board here saying, get him! He's rooting on for Jeffrey Oaks. Well, the rattlesnake right now didn't quite think too kindly of what the 20 was trying to do for Jack Dell Motorsports. He's like, he can stay back there. I don't really care too much. On board with the reigning and defending champion of Season 4 right now, looking to add Season 5 to his mantle, the Dudleyville. Robert Dudley, trying to bring it back home to the Bama gang here tonight. We were just down at Talladega, Alabama, not too long ago. So, race fans, if you haven't already, check that out on our YouTube. We live streamed it there. You will not catch the live stream anywhere for those races other than YouTube. So, if you want and if you would, please subscribe and hit that share button around so you never miss a beat, you never miss a show on our YouTube end. And also, if you're on our Facebook, you know we'll be live around here. So, head on down and like and follow us up here. We certainly do appreciate the support, and we know that that's the only way we're doing our job right and we're doing it correctly. So if you guys would do that for us, we can continue to grow, and we'll do it, and we'll grow with you. Drivers heading into pit road right now. Jason Henry has opted to go in. Dustin Sonaker already went in earlier, so he doesn't really have to worry about that right now. I think he's more worried about just trying to do long-term distance here. I think he was focused so much on that fuel and time strategy here that really that was kind of his game plan. But he lost a lot of ground at time. I mean a lot. 30. Right now the closest he's anywhere near, which is Chantel Bottle, is about 34 seconds. 38 in total. Well, excuse me, not even that. 41 in total behind Robert Kahn. And keep in mind, folks, their times are set down here on the track. Best right now is a 53.96. And that was set by the rattlesnake Robert Kahn, the fastest driver right now on the track. His last time was a 55.15. Oaks is at a 55.17. So there is a slight difference, not by much. 100th of a second doesn't seem like much on a track this big, but I will say this right now, it makes the biggest difference when you're going for a certain kind of strategy here, and it looks like Hoffert and Dudley are going to exploit that now. 12 laps remaining here, and now this turns into a fuel mileage run or a tire run, if you will. Who could forget literally this last race season on NASCAR's end where we saw Kyle Larson literally blow a tire out coming down out of the corners here. Managed to finish the race, but blew the tire of all things and lost out to his teammate Alex Bowman. It will be Bowman's first win of 4 that season. Tremendous feat to be had, but obviously for him and his crew, you knew that one kind of came with a little asterisk to it because he got pretty lucky of Larson blowing the tire off. But again, in the racing, we said it once, we'll say it again. You have to be lucky, and you got to catch brakes to get lucky here. Those cautions fly anytime. The track can really tear you up at any time. It can be a bit of a troublesome shootout. Depending on how you look at it, there's always something going down on the track. The rattlesnake Robert Kahn has opted into pit road, so he will leave Oaksy all alone, as well as Dennis Warrens and Chantel Bottle out on the track. Times are running out here. They're only going to have about 10 laps to go once Oaksy come across the finish line here. Let's take a look at our pit strategy right now and take a look at our pits and take a look at our length here in this case. Here's how our drivers look at this current moment. Right now, Oaksy was in for about an 11 to 12 lap fuel window run. That's about the same as what Warrens had. Chantel, she went the same route and everything there, but Kahn, he had actually the longest distance of anybody from that fuel run. He had a 34 lap shoot stint out for him and his crew, while Dustin Sonaker had to win in earlier and kind of separated himself from the rest. So Kahn right now, I really hate saying it, but he is pretty much outdone the whole field. Now I don't mean hate saying it because of anything at him. I mean that's bad on so many levels how fast that is. That's just ridiculous. And I think right now he is just hoping and waiting out for Oaksy to make a little mistake, a little bit of a situation too here. Giving him plenty of opportunities to strike it big here. Dennis and Chantel trying to get out of pit road before Khan gets up to him. Well, Chantel won't get out of there in time, but Dennis Warrens might have a chance to fight him out here. He's going to have a fresher set of tires than Khan, but Khan's going to wheel past him. Dustin Sornaker, look at this. That fuel strategy and tire strategy that he came up with earlier might be put into question by now. It's going to be put into play. Impressive. Sparky going to pop his way up into the top 5 section now. The first time this season he has truly been able to actually be a contender in the top 5s. Yeah, Rob for saying redonkulous in the comment section. Oaksy now is in a pit road as well, getting some right side tires. Is he going to go left side or is he going to stay only right? He's trying to hurry up. He's going to go full left. Well, here comes the rattlesnake. Khan's now charging ahead of him. Oh, he's going to try and hurry out of there. He's rushing. Crew's not going to get him out in time, though. Khan will get ahead of him and evade him. Oaksy's got to get out of pit road. Clean and safe here. Clean pit road exit. Watch out for Sonaker and Warrens and even Dudley coming in this picture. Look out. Here we go. Little 3 wide slip popping in between. Oh, he's going to try to shoot the gap. Ho ho! Dudley had an idea there, and I think he was going to go for it, but it ended up kind of backfiring on him because he almost took both drivers out of this equation. Dudley knows his points lead could be in jeopardy if Jeffrey Oaks can start to gain a little bit of traction on him. Oaksy's got a fresh set on him, so you know Dudley is going to be a little bit worse for wear on the long, long haul. Oaksy's proven tonight he's extremely fast on that end. But now he's going to have to find a way to get up to Robert Kahn, and that's about a 5-second gap with about 8 laps remaining. And we saw what Kahn was doing earlier. Bad, fast, tough, and extremely hard to master, my friends. This is incredible. Dudley and Oaksy almost working simultaneously here, getting a draft off one another, looking to gain some ground with each other. Each driver doing it their all, giving everything they can, trying to hang in there. Is there opportunity to hit it big? Is there opportunity to strike? That remains to be called. Matthew Hoffer now putting himself into the playoff picture yet again with Dustin Sonaker on his inside. And no, there are no playoffs in this series here, just for the record. That was just a little football joke. Trying to run him off now. Jason Henry going to swing it down out of turn 3 in the Chevrolet. Trying to get something going here. Trying to make some maneuvers off there to Hoffert. The 84, though, continues to put the TAC X in field play for possibly a top 5 finish. Dennis Warren's last time out almost had his first career win at Dover. Ended up getting defied because of the great cautions and the restarts. That night would go to Dudley. He said to me earlier, if there's one thing I want to do tonight, it's defy everyone else and get another podium. That's all I want. I would love to get a win in, but a podium sounds real nice right about now. Speaking of real nice right about now, I think Robert Kahn's got to be feeling pretty happy about his strategy here. 4 seconds ahead of the field and continuing to master out the track. Not an easy track by any means and no easy feat to survive with, but boy, oh boy, was it something here tonight. Coming down that front straightaway here, Times evading and running off here. Dudley looking for any help, any hope, any semblance of any chance here. Dennis Warrens opens the door for Oaksy. Oaksy now has one last hurrah. He's going to try and gun it for it. Let's take a look at our lap time counter here. This is how we're currently at right now with only 5 laps to go this next time by. Oaksy is clearing gaps and clearing momentum, but does he have enough? We'll see here on this little go around here. Let's take a look at Oaksy here. You can see right there, Warrens had a huge gap gain, but then had a lot gap lost there after that pit road strategy. And now here's how it looks coming across that line here. This is what Kahn and Oaksy are working with here. Look at this. 0.3 of a second gained. And Oaksy is starting to slowly but surely reel in the draft. If he grabs that draft of Kahn, I guarantee you Con is going to be in for a run for his money. There are only 5 laps remaining, and remember, it is extremely easy to get a draft going here. Doesn't matter how far you off. It doesn't matter how quick you are ahead. That gap right there you see between Oaksy and Con is the difference maker, and it could be the game changer if Oaksy can grab it. But he's going to have to be careful. Remember, those tires can only take so much abuse and so much beating driving into that hard and that kind of momentum. They burn up quick and they burn up fast, and they are certainly a challenge to have to hassle with. I will say, though, I will give credit where credit's due to Dustin Soniaker. Great job on his driving here tonight to give himself a great opportunity to strike it big and strike it hard with the pit strategy, but it just did not last out the way I think he was hoping for, or the way he was wanting to. But a solid finish nevertheless could be up for grabs for him if he can keep it going. Jason Henry, what can you say about him? He's already got a win in the season, which is already impressive in itself, but he's been doing a great job improving as we go along with this racing. It looks to continue to do that and more. Matthew Hoffert has been pretty much bad fast all season, but just struggled to keep his chances alive and his momentum in play. As for Dennis Warrens, he's been pretty much locked and loaded, but had so many bad breaks in the first half. The second half of the season, though, man, did he come alive. He is starting to really prove and show what I feel as though I've seen on that track, and I've seen from him, because I know him as a driver. He's bad, tough, and he's extremely good on those runs and on those races. So nothing but respect for him. And then, of course, Dudleyville. Dudley, I don't think you really have anything else you could say for him. Just pure dominance last season in the last half. Pure dominance and consistency, if you will, on this series. He just seems to have it all put together. And Jeffrey Oaks has been putting things together left and right as much as the Rattlesnake Robert Kahn has. Now it just becomes a defiance of which one outclasses the other. Is it the soft nature and the hard racing of the Rattlesnake, or is it that clever creativity and that driving mentality that Jeffrey Oaks possesses here? We're coming up on 2 laps remaining. Green flag high in the air. The fans know what they're seeing. They know what they're going to catch in a minute. This crowd of over 40,000 fans tuned in here today to see these drivers battle out in the foothills, the tree landscapes of Pocono, where in the Pennsylvania heartland, where they wanted to see these drivers battle it out at the top tier level, at the top tier game. See which one can outdo the other. Right now, Kahn, a 3.5 second lead over Jeffrey Oaks, but one wrong move, and it's Oaksy's to take. Kahn being very careful. He knows he cannot overdrive any corner now. He cannot overdrive any turns. He has got to stay focused and stay under control. White flag is at last out, presented in part by GTR Racing Simulator. You're welcome to the future, GTR Racing Simulator. It's not that we broke the mold, we just never used one. And right now, the one that never used one indeed is currently the Rattlesnake. He has always ran at his heart and ran with his soul, and he never gave in or gave out. And it looks like Oaksy's going to have a little bit of company on his hands from Dennis Warrens popping up in between. Looking to maybe knock him down a few passes here, maybe knock him down a few legs. Oaksy is trying to hold on, but Warrens is coming up fast. He is gunning for him here. But off of corner 3, into the final turn. Robert, the Rattlesnake Kahn, strikes in his land of Pennsylvania. He is going to be the hometown hero here tonight at Pocono. And coming to the line here for Dennis Warrens and Jeffrey Oaks. Oaksy with a strong last-minute turn gets a runoff and holds off Warrens, but he will finish where he asked for and what he wanted to do, which was a finish in the podium. The Pennsylvania native draws back and fires once again, and a big W added to his win column. He wins at Pocono for the first time this season on with this series and this racetrack. Certainly had to put up a number and put on a fight to do it, but man, did he do it and then some. Great driving on his end and great driving to the finish. Let's take a look at our final results. Presented in part by Gearhead Coffee here tonight. Robert, the Rattlesnake Con, will win it at Pocono. Its second place will go to Jeffrey Oaks. Third to Dennis Warrens. Fourth to Robert Dudley. Fifth to Matthew Hoffert. Sixth to Jason Henry. Seventh to Chantel the Throttle Pottle. Eighth to Dustin Stoneacre. Ninth to Kevin Baker. 10th going to Jeffrey Tatas. Corey Reed rounds out the top 11 drivers here tonight at Pocono. And we're not going to waste any time whatsoever. Let's get down to our top 3 here. Race fans, let's talk with them. Dennis Warren now joins me here in the pit road. And Warren, you sure got out of that car pretty quick there, man. But you did say you wanted another podium. You certainly got it done at Pocono tonight, sir. Hold on, folks. Looks like we're having some technical difficulties here. Dennis, you got a copy, bud? See if we got a copy now. Nope.
You hear me now?
Yeah, we got you. Alright. You need us to repeat there, sir?
I heard nothing.
You heard nothing. Okay. Well, I'll just rephrase that. Well, you came out of the car pretty quickly here on pit road. Obviously, I know what you were looking for, which was a podium finish, and you certainly did that here at the Tricky Triangle. Pretty impressive showing for you and your team.
Yeah, it was a pretty good run. I had a fast car again, just like last week. Glad to be on the podium, that's for sure. Just couldn't save my tires enough to stay up there with Robert.
Certainly there, but man, you had a little bit of a wrong run though. You said you had some troubles keeping up with the tires of Robert, but you certainly had some for Oaksy to the line there. What was that all about?
Yeah, he had caught up to me pretty quick, so I kind of gave him the inside to let him go by, and then I started trying to just chase him down a bit. I only took 2 tires on that last pit stop, so if I took 4, I might have had some more.
Yeah, you certainly had a lot of hope and lots of things going there, but at the end of the day, still, you are walking away with a solid third-place finish, and I know that is something you were definitely looking forward to. So I have to ask you, sir, as you come away with that, is there anybody you want to thank here tonight?
Yeah, shout out to you, PTM Racing TV. You guys do an awesome job. Shout out to the league, GTR, Sim Rigs. They're an awesome group of guys. I've got one underneath me right now. Shout out to DeeDub Button Boxes. Helped me change all my tires and stuff on the fly here. It was a great run tonight.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Dennis, appreciate you coming on board here tonight. Congratulations on a third-place finish, sir. Great to see you back on the podium.
Thank you, sir.
Dennis Warrens, ladies and gentlemen, the number 90 driver, rocking away a solid third-place finish. Now joining me here, though, is your second-place finisher here tonight. And, Oaksy, I'm not calling you a bridesmaid by any means, because tonight I don't think there was any time beating the hometown boy on his home track.
No, I mean, it come down to pit strategy there. I stayed out 2 laps after he pitted, and ultimately that's where he gained the 3 seconds. I should have just pitted right behind him and kept the pressure on, because we had a good battle going.
You certainly
But,
did. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, the JDM Chevy was fast tonight. Led some laps, was up front. Kind of got screwed by racing last week. Rode around for 80-some laps with 3 tires on my car, so that was a rough points day, so glad to bounce back.
For sure there, but I mean, man, you had a great showing, obviously, kind of coming to the wire, coming to the end here, and of course you had some real big company here, of course, on the channel here. It looks like Jack Dell Motorsports was rooting you on from the start to finish. How much of I would gotta ask you this: how much was that kind of support really helping you kind of keep up with the distances and keep up this hard season you got ahead of you?
Oh, I mean, support's everything, and having people backing you and believing you, that's everything. And after a week like last week, there's a reason you go back out and do it again next week. So it means everything. Having people in your corner and supporting you and willing to put their faith in you.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, though, a solid performance and a pretty good second place finish. So I have to ask you, who do you want to thank here tonight for this one?
JDM Motorsports, my beautiful wife, supporting me and letting me do this. My good buddy for Warren, practicing with me always, making me faster. You guys up there in the booth, and everything this league does, and all our sponsors.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Oaksy, we certainly do appreciate you coming on board. Great to see you back for another season. Congratulations on that second place finish here tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, your second place finisher here tonight, Jeffrey Oaks, in the number 20. Final finisher here tonight, race fans. He joins us here in his hometown. The crowd going up for him here. The Rattlesnake, Robert Kahn, the 21 in a Kahn. You had a lot of work to do from start to finish, but you managed to work it out, and in front of your hometown of all places. And once again, the Rattlesnake seems to be having a little bit of trouble down here. I've honestly kind of made this little reoccurring joke. I think I'm having his shot for every time he's got some kind of troubles with his communication here. Con, do you got us now? Nope, he's still okay. We will give him one more chance, and if he can't get it going, we're just gonna call it a night here, guys. See if we can bring him in here one more time. We're gonna wait on him. That's the thing about live television. You can never be too sure when we're gonna get these to work and when we're not gonna get these to work. Nope, I think he's gonna call it a day. So, alright, race fans, that's gonna pretty much wrap it up here tonight. A big congratulations to Rattlesnake, Robert Kahn. And really, to you fans out there, thank you so much for still supporting us, supporting the show. A big shout out to, of course, the friends and sponsors over at GTR Racing Simulator, DeeDub Button Boxes, the ButtKicker Company, Gearhead Coffee, Ooze Motorsports, LBT Pallet, Fort Entertainment Group, PC.net, Matt Mills Racing Team, Mann's Maintenance, Barrytown Cleaners, and of course, Lightning Wrapz. A big thank you in large part to all of them. A big shout out to all you fans at home. Thank you so much for tuning in. And without a doubt, we couldn't do it without you guys. From all of us here at PTM Racing TV, we thank you, we support you, we love you, we hope you've enjoyed the show. Please, until the green flag is flying next time on PTM Racing TV, stay safe, God bless, take care, I love y'all, see you very, very soon.